G'day guys, in this video we're going to look at scanning hard to capture surfaces like shiny objects. It's a problem for most 3D scanners, especially on the professional level. Careerform's commercial grade 3D scanners with the blue laser technology can actually scan shiny objects without any spray, but for some other scanners that are white light in particular, we need to use scanning spray. So we at Professional CAD Systems are the distributors for AESUB here in New Zealand. So let's just have a look at how this works. So we've got AESUB scanning spray. It's made in Germany. It's completely safe for any surface that you want to scan. We've sprayed electronics and it's just eventually evaporated, so it's perfect for objects like this. So let's just get started. So we'll just spray it on. So it's just like spray painting, similar to scanning. And you don't need to do too much spray, but it is helpful if obviously most of the surface is covered. And we just need to make sure on the inside of the rail it's all covered. Okay, so in this instance, I'm just going to be using some magnetic targets. Great because they're reusable. So we sell these if you would like some. And you can just randomly place them on the part. So you're aiming to create kind of like triangular type patterns. If you can't, or if you don't have magnetic targets, obviously you can just use the stickers. The AESUB's pretty good because it still allows you to stick to the actual surface. Okay, and we just need to go up the shaft. So make sure you got plenty on the tight curved surfaces because it needs to see quite a few to be able to go up from the base. So the more, the better, especially on cylinders as small as that. On this cylinder here, yeah, you can go a little bit more spaced out. So I'm a little bit light up through here, so I might actually just whip those off. Find the scanning spray again that I put out of the way. We'll just go up. Obviously I don't want to spray my targets because I'm trying to keep the targets, but that should be plenty. So we also sell AESUB Orange, which is great for lasting a little bit longer. And the AESUB Blue lasts for about 30 minutes, but we don't need long with the PL3 to scan. It's a very fast 3D scanner. Okay, almost done. Let's put a few under here, and then we'll put some on top as well. Okay, looking pretty good. Bit more spray. And I'll just rest the ones on top, will be all I need to do. We're not going to turn this upside down, so we'll just place them on top. Okay, being quite random with that. Space those out a bit more. I think that's fine. And then just a couple of targets underneath. So hopefully this gives you a real life appreciation for how the targets are used and applied. I'm probably using more than I need to, but it will definitely make it a lot more easy to scan. Okay, I think we're good. So now we go and click on New Scan. Now I'm going to use the object size medium, normal resolution, a balanced output, and no color. So we go next, and it launches straight into the scan, and then you just aim and shoot at the targets. So you can see here we're straight away getting feedback off the reflective surfaces. And you can see the targets just really help me get up and underneath of the chair. So I've just got full freedom to just move around now and capture it from all angles. So the base has been collected perfectly. I can now go up again and just make sure I'm scanning it from all angles. You may get a bit of noise here and there, but that's to be expected with a reflective object. The main thing is that you're getting the shape that you're actually needing or wanting. And then we need to go underneath the chair and just wait for the scanner to adjust the shutter speed to suit the darker surface a bit more. And then we're going to be able to capture that better. It's a bit of a potentially a bit of a challenge because you've got light and dark colors colliding together. So on the back of the scanner, you may want to turn on the night mode so that will scan darker surfaces a bit better. I just want to spend a bit of time underneath there. Oh, just hitting that. And just want to get under the lip of the actual seat a bit better. Okay, now this is the little bit challenging part, so I need to come up and I need to see these targets, but I also need to see the targets on top. So I lost track a little bit. Okay, I think I've got it. Hopefully, yeah, it looks like it's linking well now. And I might just grab the scanner at a better position. There we go. Just make it a bit more comfortable for myself. And yeah, just make sure you get it from all angles. Okay, let's just have a pause. And let's look at what we've got. So I need to spend a little bit more time along the front edge there. Underneath is pretty good. I could maybe get a little bit more underneath the handle and probably underneath the rail there. Okay, so what's so nice about PL is that I can just hit scan and just keep scanning. Awesome. So I pretty much got the top edge. I'm going to come back down to the rail here and just spend a bit of time underneath here to just get that handle or the lever. Just be careful doing this part. I'm using only targets on the pole. So just, yeah, just a word of warning, just make sure that you're careful as you do that particular step. And then coming up through here, this is going to be a bit more challenging, trying to get underneath, less targets to lock onto. And I don't think I sprayed, to be honest, in that direction. No, so underneath I haven't actually sprayed. So we're just going to add a bit of spray underneath, just to assist with getting up under there. Okay, so again, start from where some targets were, work your way underneath, and now we're getting much better feedback on the underside of the foot rail. But you've got to be careful. You need to make sure that you have targets to lock onto to assist with spinning it around. Okay, I think we're pretty good. So at this point here, we can just stop the scan. So by stopping the scan, I mean go to the next step. And it automatically finds the bench or the table that you're sitting on. But you can also draw a line, or you can detect the background. So if I was to hold control and click, it will attempt it, but it didn't quite work. There weren't any targets. So I'm probably best to just click remove background, find the table, and then just pull that up until it cuts away my turntable. That's what I was ultimately aiming for. So we'll go continue and just get rid of that. Next, I want to click on the keep selection tool only. So keep only, sorry, the connected select tool. Click on what you want to keep, and it should select whatever that is, connected. And then you're going to select keep only. Okay, so there's a little bit of noise left over. So this is obviously connected in some way, shape, or form. So you've got to go to the lasso tool, probably select through, holding control, just drag a window around that. Okay, and then we can hit delete. Okay, and so just looking at my part now, or my object, just having a look around. You know, I've missed a bit there, which probably I should grab. But on a whole, yeah, it's pretty good. So what you need to do in this instance then is you go back to scan. It's going to start the scan again. We're going to zoom into this area a little bit. This time I'm just going to turn it on to nighttime mode only, so dark colored surfaces, and just resume from that angle. And there we can get it there now, turn it around, and just make sure that, yeah, I'm capturing it from this side, from all angles, just making sure I've got under that lip. So that's much better now, I think. Very good. Pause that. Go next again. There's no table to grab because I've already deleted the table and I never actually aimed my scanner at that, so you need to make sure you hit cancel. There's a little bit of noise around here, but I'm hoping that maybe with the right selection I can get rid of that. So with the lasso tool, select through. I'm just going to hold control and just grab that information there. That's pretty good. The rest of it should be able to be tidied up pretty easily. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So why don't we go next? I could add a scan and add more to my scan, like maybe capture the underside of the chair, but for the purpose of a chair, for kind of like 3D rendering, there's not much point. It's going to be on the ground and you're not going to see that. So it's now finalizing the scan and it's going to produce a singular mesh, a single STL file or OBJ. So very optimized for your needs. Okay, so it saves the session as well as you're going along, which is really useful just in case anything happened during the process of finalizing. You've still got your scan data. You can still go back in time and increase or decrease the resolution later as well. So it's, yeah, really, really useful. Okay, so let's just have a look at it. Even got a bit of the thread there. The quality's very nice actually. The data on the shiny areas is very good. So AESUB has definitely done a great job. So the next part of this video, we'll take it into the peel.cad software. So we'll go next. I'm not going to do any improvement or alignment in peel.os because I want to go straight to peel.cad and I want to do that editing there. So we'll go stool. I'll just borrow that. So you save the session file, the scan data. That's one file. If you're using peel.cad to do any more work, you need to go and save the peel.cad file also afterwards. So that's the next step. Okay, we're in the peel.cad software, so you need to save the session, and we'll call it stool as well. So you'll have two files again. One's the scan file and one's the peel.cad file. So here, let's do a little bit of editing. So underneath the bottom of here, we've got an edge that's a bit broken. So I can go to edit boundary. I could go to fit entity, and I could just go ahead and fit a circular entity straight onto that and apply. And that's just going to really tidy up that boundary and make it very clean. So it's a very nice boundary now. Okay, so we can press OK. Next, what I could do is I could go, I want to create a plane, and I want to pick 3 vertexes. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick 3 of these. So to make it easier, sometimes I go wireframe so I can see where the vertexes are. So there's 1. And maybe just go to the other side of the stool. There's 2. And let's go to the other side. And that's 3. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, perfect plane. Okay, so that's one of them. The next entity I want to create, in particular for alignment, is the cylinder tool. So I'm going to go cylinder, hold control and click on that cylinder, and it's just going to create that and hit OK. And then lastly, I kind of just want to find like the symmetry of this object. So I could go to the plane tool again, click on mesh symmetry plane, and what this is going to do is just find the center of this object. So just holding control, drag a line through the middle of it, and it's going to find symmetry. And that's just to lock the last degree of freedom for the alignment that we're going to be doing. So we go OK on that. All right, so next what we can do is now do our alignment. So if I, just before I do that though, I just want to offset this base plane a little bit because it actually has a little bit of thickness to it that wasn't captured in the scan. So I'm going to go to the plane tool. We're going to go constructed, offset, select plane 1 to be offsetted, and I'm going to offset that by, let's say, 5. So just going to offset that, but it's going the wrong direction. So what do? Just type -5. It'll go in the right direction. Okay, it looks a little thick, so sorry, I'm going to go like 3 mil. I think that would be just fine for what we want to do. So now that I've done that, I can also, now do my alignment. So I could say, well, I want to do align my plane number 3. I want to be X and Z because I want Y to be up. I want to use cylinder 1 for my Y-axis, and I'm going to use my plane number 2 for one of the other axes. So it's just locking the degrees of freedom, and I can just check my alignment, and it's looking really good. I'm happy as with that. I can turn off perspective if I just want to see it in orthographic mode. So yeah, that's pretty useful. If any of the planes are not quite right, like if I want Z to be the other way, I can flip it around so that Z is pointing straight ahead. So I believe that's more consistent with most CAD systems. Okay, I can lock that alignment now. Let's just go and turn off the entities. And what I want to do is I actually want to offset the base circle. So I'm going to go extrude boundary. I'm going to select the bottom boundary. And what I can do is I can go ahead and fit it onto a plane. So that last plane, I think it was plane number 3, I can lock it onto there. I can set it to 0 because I want it to, land on that plane correctly. But I can also fill the boundary at the same time, which is cool because I just want to make it hollow. Oh, sorry, filled in. I just want to fill it completely. So that's now done, and I've now got my base. So that looks really nice. Now I can go and look for any other potential holes throughout the model. So if I go to hole fill, you can see there's a few there, so I can just try and see if they work quite nicely just with the hole filling tools that are built into the software. If you find that the holes are just too great and you need to like bridge it, we can do that. That is a possibility. But let's just see what happens. I always just try that, and hey, look, there's no effort involved whatsoever there, so let's just run with that. And we can also use a slider, so it will select from like smallest to largest holes. And this is super useful just for grabbing like most holes in your model. And any holes in particular that you don't want it to fill, you can just click on those and keep them unselected. Also with the slider, by starting the slider, you can then just add to the hole filling. So you can just pick up more than one hole. So it's just, again, super useful software for cleaning up a mesh quickly and easily. And in fact, let's just grab them all. Okay, so you can see the quality of the chair is just amazing. AESUB spray is amazing. It just really makes it so much easier to capture an object that's shiny. And then what you can do is, what I like to do is clean the mesh one more time, check for any problems, apply. It just repairs the mesh, finds any, like intersecting triangles, spikes, anything like that. And then if I right click on the mesh and go to properties, it's now 100% watertight. It will tell me its center mass, its volume, its area, so much information. And then I can right click and export that mesh straight out as an STL or an OBJ. So we'll go OBJ because it's going to be used for probably visualization purposes. Save that data out and then save the session once you're done. And just lastly, before you save out that mesh, I just want to show you one other thing. Like right now, the triangles are quite dense. So if you needed a simplified model, we can use decimate. We can reduce it by, let's say, 85%. Hit apply, and it's just going to recalculate a mesh with bigger triangles where we don't have any detail, and it will leave small triangles where we do have detail. So it just really optimizes that mesh for use in your CAD system. There we go. Press OK. Turn back on triangles, and you can see it still looks very much the same. And if I go export mesh, we'll go still decimated. So go export mesh. That's only 7 megabytes. Actually, I should have gone to OBJ because that's what I saved the other one as. Still decimated. So the other one, still undecimated was about 93 megabytes. The OBJ that has been decimated, if we set it to OBJ, is about 13 megabytes, so quite a stark difference. Okay, so you then, like what I'd like to do after decimating is I typically go back to full resolution because I want to have a higher res model in here. And then I would save my session and we're all done. The object is complete. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and learning how to scan challenging objects.